Thank you, all of you, for being here to listen to me today. I'm here to talk to you about ManageEngine and to explain how we can go beyond borders and strengthen the security of your infrastructure thanks to that ManageEngine solution. I'll take you a little bit about myself. It's not going to take too long, I promise. My name's Claire Delacroix. I work for By the Way, who are partners with ManageEngine. Why do I not work directly for ManageEngine? Well, because ManageEngine don't sell directly to clients in France, and we are their trusted agent. They've trusted me, in fact, to talk to you about it today. ManageEngine, who are ManageEngine? It's important to notice that ManageEngine is an Indian company, a total of 14,000 employees around the world. They have 18 locations around the world, with 3 million IT administrators using their solutions all over the world in over 180,000 companies all over the world, really all over the world, using ManageEngine. And when I say all over the world, I really do mean all over the world, 190 countries. Several of their solutions are available on different platforms, on software as a service platforms, which are hosted everywhere, all over the world. In Europe, it's hosted in Amsterdam. They're also on-premise. And a lot of the solutions are also available as applications you can have on your smartphone to manage them. So what does ManageEngine do? Well, really the whole information system, from your Active Directory, your device management, network, and app management, and also in your software as a service apps. They're also capable of responding to your certification requirements. So lots of reports, certifications in health under ISO, GDPR, and more. We'll talk a little bit now about securing your endpoints. Who in this room can honestly tell me they have a solution which is capable of patching all of their OSs, all of their operating systems, a single one-size-fits-all solution for their operating solution? I've got one here. Do you use ManageEngine already? Yes. Okay, good, thanks. Okay, I confirm we are capable of providing a solution which is capable of patching, managing all of your operating systems, Windows, Linux, Mac, and your third-party apps. Who in the room can honestly tell me that above they can achieve vulnerability scores? Oh, just the same. It's the same guy. Yep, of course. Yes, so our solution does allow you to boost your capacity to repair vulnerabilities with patches. So it's important to I'm talking about devices, so you're thinking about PCs, servers, etc. Mobiles are also covered, and you can manage those using our solution. Using an MDM solution, why not? And also containerization to separate and silo your personal data and business data. Let's go a little bit further now. We patch, we manage vulnerability, we can manage MDM. It's also impossible to be able to redeploy. So in remote deployment, we're talking about OS, master creation, and switching from Windows 7 to Windows 11, for example, but also for professional apps and specialist apps for different devices, without giving your users administrator rights, and that's important too. It's also important to be able to secure your use of web browsers. You know, we use a lot of different web browsers these days. Your employees use a lot of web browsers. Are they properly secure? Maybe not. It's important to be able to manage those security rules and to manage them in a way that is compatible with the demands of users. And troubleshooting, remote troubleshooting. You know, if you've got an employee who encounters a difficulty on a device, they can get remote assistance, remote help. To make all of this possible, we have our solution Edmund Central, and there's plenty of other things it does, but here is an endpoint central. Here's a little screenshot of what it might look like. You got patches, remote deployment, software deployment, inventory management. You can manage encryption, centralize all those things. MDM too, application control, professional app control. You can control different USB devices, inspect USB devices plugged into any of your endpoints. And all that on this dashboard, which provides different reports which are easy for you to format and submit to managers. It's called Endpoint Central. It's just available in software as a service and in app mode. And I think we all appreciate the importance of securing your accesses and your privileged access sessions. I talked about endpoints. That's important. Somebody get it. We also need to be sure of the security of our accesses and our privilege sessions. To do that, we need a tool which is capable of managing our passwords and our shared accounts. We still have customers coming to us who say, "I've still got an Excel file which with all the passwords in them, the usernames and passwords, and that's all. They haven't changed the password for several years." But you need to be able to get this. Double authentication is essential. Two-step authentication. And privileged access lifecycle discovery and management is important. And I don't know how many people in the room are capable to honestly say that they know exactly who has privileged access and how long they've had them from. It's not something we'll always have a good visibility of. Supervision and recording of sessions is very important. And privileged session management is another important function. Also, controlled elevation of privileged access rights are very important. For example, you might have some, for a short-term solution, you might need to increase the level of access to given to certain employees, for access to different parts of your infrastructure or domain. It's important to be able to temporarily expand their access rights and then delegate them and bring them back when you need them. And last but not least, we've talked about passwords, access, etc. It's also important to be able to analyze the behavior of your privileged users. Maybe you've got users who have privileged access and are using them in a way which is potentially anomalous, is out of order. Is there perhaps a security problem? That could be a red flag for a security problem. Now, to secure all of this can be secured with our PAM360 tool. It's basically a safe to keep your privileged access, to keep your usernames and passwords, and also allows you a little bonus to manage your certificates. Okay, so we've talked about endpoints. We've talked about access management. Let's go further still. How can I identify, investigate, and neutralize potential threats? To start with identifying data, I need to first begin by securing my data. Then I need to be capable of effective incident response and management. Then, and this is essential, obviously, I need to be capable of properly supervising what's going on in my cloud. I'm going to need, obviously, integrated management for my compliance with the security standards. I need specific reports and so on. That's going to help me to produce security analyses and to have effective intelligence on all forms of threats. And we just talked about this, but user behavior analysis is an important element in the chain as well. To do all of these things, we need a solution capable of handling all these things. And it's got a 360-degree solution. We call it Log 360. This is a tool capable of doing behavior analysis. For example, this is a silly example. I had an employee who usually works Monday to Friday, 8 to 7, 5 o'clock. He doesn't have a laptop. And then all of a sudden, this guy was logging in on the weekend, so that's not normal. And then there's no immediate threat, there's no ransomware in the system, but still just that behavior was out of the ordinary. So was there not had someone hacked his passport? You can pick up on that thing immediately with this tool. So I've talked about 3 different solutions here. Endpoint Central, for securing your endpoints. The safe, where you're going to keep all the passwords. And the CIM part of correlating those different elements of your defense. But what if you made your systems management a security tool in its own right? Well, we have a tool for that. It's called Service Desk Plus. And Service Desk Plus is capable of incorporating Endpoint Central. For example, if an employee asks the technical department, you can have that information immediately in real time. If you have a problem with software, or an employee just wants to install a new bit of software and they can't do it, it can automatically report it up to the service desk, and your technician can intervene remotely via service desk to do the update, to remotely pilot the installation, or just to give the support you needed to that employee. Service desk also incorporates PAM360. Often you have your technicians, they're solving tickets, they're solving requests, they've got loads of their own work to be doing, and they need to be able to connect securely to your infrastructure. And we talked about alerting, to handle those alerts. then all of the alerts need to be passed on in a timely manner to make sure that they're directly logged with the service desk, so the technicians can take the right actions when they're needed. And that doesn't stop there, because ManageEngine isn't a software publisher who's just going to provide you with 3 solutions. There's a lot more to it. If you need more supervision power, we have Op Manager. In a couple of words, Op Manager is a tool which allows you to supervise your infrastructure, to manage your network configuration, even back up your network configuration if you need to. It includes analytical tools, and it is directly integrated into the service desk dashboard. We also have a tool for application management. That's important to know the importance of important to know the performance, to track the performance of your application. You often have users saying, "Oh, it's not working. This app's not working," but then they won't tell you why. It's important that if you have these problems, you want to understand why. Where's the performance problem coming from? So when you get a performance issue, it can be passed on to your technicians to make sure the corrective action is taken. I've talked a little bit already about security. And the security of the passwords of your employees is essential. There's still a lot of people, too many companies, where they don't have a strong password policy. They don't ask employees to regularly change their passwords. You know, they're allowed to type in the first 5 letters on the alphabet or something. I see loads of those still doing it. I'm not talking just about small companies. I'm talking about some big companies who have no secure password management strategy. And the AD Self-Service Plus makes your employees 100% autonomous in the management of their passwords. And once again, it's directly integrated with the service desk. So rather than having an employee saying, "Oh, excuse me, for a technician, I don't know how to change my password." I'm not saying that won't happen. You know, that's in an ideal world that would never happen again, but you know that's not going to happen. But 80% of users, instead of just phoning up the technician if they have a problem, they can easily do it using a mobile app or using a laptop app, and that includes MFA, either directly with ManageEngine or an MFA tool that you already have installed, if it's compatible. It could be a Microsoft tool, Google tool, whatever it is you use. There are plenty more of them on the market. And that allows you to make sure that those passwords have been changed when they need to be changed. And when we're talking about AD management, you need to be able to manage that AD. You know, we have a lot of AD accounts still, which are redundant. They've been lying there for months, unused. Too many customers only work out later in life, with the HR department as, "Oh, so-and-so has left and he doesn't need his email," or conversely, someone's joined and they need a new account. You know, sometimes these things come too late. With AD Manager, it's very easy to let HR to quickly fill in a template and to automate the creation of those new accounts. But HR management can do that all through Service Desk. The technician, via his interface with Service Desk, is going to be immediately informed of that, and the account creation is going to be immediate. In terms of workflow, if you want it to go by the head of the department to sign off on it, you can program it to do that too. And so that means you can deploy applications. So that's pretty much the ecosystem. That's more or less what I wanted to talk to you about today. I wanted to explain to you just the outline of what the solutions that ManageEngine proposes. And now, perhaps, if you have any questions, I'd be happy to help them. I'd be happy to answer them. I've got some questions. Anyway, I'll ask you a question otherwise. Who uses ManageEngine solutions? Here in the room, who's got ManageEngine? Okay, using Endpoint Central mostly. A bit of Service Desk. Anyone got Service Desk? You've got Service Desk. Does anybody know the AD Manager? Has anybody tried that? You over there? I like you. Yeah, every time I ask a question, you've got your hand up. I like you. You're the best in the class. Anybody else use any of the defense services? Have you heard of those? The locker service? Okay, that's where we've still got a bit of work to do. Okay, it's all right. I've still got some years left in the company. That's what I want to get across, is there really is a logical connection between these tools. They're individual tools, they have individual jobs, but there is a real interconnection. And the long-term objective is that you respond precisely to the actual demands. You can tailor these things to the actual management of your teams. You're managing whether it be managing endpoints or whatever else. And I think that's all I really wanted to say, unless there are any more questions.
Alors, on peut me retrouver sur le stand.
You can find me on the stand E9. Yeah, everything was ready. So we can be found on stand E9. But as I still have some time, yeah, 30 minutes is long, and maybe I was a bit fast. But what's important is that ManageEngine is part of a network of trustful partners. And that's an opportunity for us to be that partner of trust. We don't just sell licenses. We're there to assist you in developing solutions. And that's why ManageEngine asks us to represent them on the forum, as well as other events in France. In 10 days, I'm going to be in Nantes, Monaco, Paris, to represent them, because they trust us. It's not simply because we can sell licenses, it's also because we can integrate them at customers. And that's absolutely necessary in that kind of project. There are many customers who wanted to do it their own way, but they did not have the bandwidth or the expertise. And these projects were given up after some time, but we're there to assist you and to train you as well. And I think indeed that some of you have called upon us for integration, and I'd like to thank them. Here, you at the front, you're not customers yet, you're not clients of us yet. Very soon? Excellent. So on the solutions that I have presented, are some of them of interest to you more than others? You face issues of automation of accounts, AD. How does it take place in your company? With scripts, manually? Yeah, and that takes you a lot of time. Multi-site management gets complicated. And what about endpoint management? How do you proceed? You probably have MCCM, WCS. So I can confirm, if you want to pay us a visit on our stand, you can also have a demo. Hugo from our team will prepare a technical demo just after this session around 4:30. I can't remember exactly where, but not far from our stand. So if you have some time, please come and discover the solution from a technical point of view. Other questions from the audience, or would somebody else like to explain how they work for the moment? All right, then I'd like to thank you for your time and join me on stand E9.